Hi everyone, I intended doing a blog post to give some updates just on the services and what's happening with the trading guide, etc. going into next season. So we're only about 4 or 5 weeks away from the end of this one. I thought rather than type it out, I may as well stick the video on. Something a little bit different for me anyway. Other people have done them. Kane Berry's done quite a few. I did see one of them. He was in his pants. I didn't watch any more after that. It's not an image that you want to take through the day, and I wouldn't want to watch them late at night, because if I was to end up dreaming about Kane in his pants, I'd probably end up suing him. Anyway, so the trading guide, as usual, in December is going to get updated. I go through everything and just make sure it's all current. Not been too many changes in the markets over the last 12 months, so nothing major is going to change there. There's the players spreadsheets. There's some new players come along and look like they're here to stay, so they're going to get added to that. I've not really updated that in the last 12 months. There's a few things being added, but nothing big. So I need to get up to date with that one. And I'll just make sure that everything is as it should be. There's nothing in there that should have been taken out. Just tidy it up, really. Nothing major to do on there. The subscription services, the wins are set. Not many people have taken that this year. I use it myself, which should tell you something. But it will still be available because I'm doing it for me. It's no hassle to send that out. So it's got its little band of enthusiasts, and don't worry, that'll still be staying. The Shark Tips is probably the biggest change for next year. Last year wasn't good. Can't really deny that at all. This year started really well. January and February were pretty good. Then we got to, I think it was April, tailed off a little bit towards the end of April, and May, the wheels just came off. I didn't feel like I was doing anything different to what I was doing to get the good results in January and February. It just didn't happen. You need a degree of luck. I get a lot of third set losses when I look back at the results, which is frustrating. It picked up in July, and then another tail off in, I think it was September. And I got to the point where I just thought, I don't want to do this. There's no point. It is such a small part of my business, and it gives me 90% of the stress. But I just don't like to let things go. I don't like to fail at anything. So as a last ditch, really, I started looking at things that I haven't really looked at before. You would think after 6 years that you've tried everything. Obviously I haven't, because I have found something that, not on its own, but along with other bits of the old selection process, is dynamite. There's no other word for it. Which is, I said I've been doing it 6 years. To find something that has that much effect on me was quite shocking. It's only like maybe 6-7 weeks ago that I started looking at this, and I'm getting my head around it, the best way to use it. But it only looks positive. I'm really looking forward to how that goes for a full season from next year. What I'm not going to do, I have been giving the Shark Tips free with the trading email. I'm not going to do that from next year, although they're still going to be free. What I'm going to do is put them on the blog that everybody can read. There's no point me testing this in private, because people won't trust the results if they turn out good. They'll believe them if they turn out shit, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. This is, I'm also not going to say what it is, but it's made a big improvement to my trading, my personal trading, which obviously will help the trading email. You're never going to come up with anything in tennis that means you get every match right. It just doesn't happen. You know, you're dealing with people, not robots. They don't all perform as their stats suggest they're going to. But it has made a big difference. And that, because I get a lot of close losses in the punting tips, the Shark Tips, I think this is going to be enough to just tip it in my favour a little bit. and I feel so much more comfortable with the picks that are coming out using this process. It's a lot quicker, if nothing else. My old process was a really long-winded process, which you don't mind doing if you're getting the results. If you're not getting the results, you think, why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting hours going through all these stats when the results aren't there? And since I've been using it, it's just a lot more. I'm just happier with it in general. It's not giving me the stress. The results are better. As I tweak it and just as I say, get my head around it, I think that will get even better throughout next year. So that is probably the biggest change that they're going on to the daily blog. It will get some content back into the blog as well. I find it really difficult to put daily content on there for the trades, so this will help keep some interest in the blog as well. The trading advice email has been going a couple of years, a little bit more. I get a lot of good feedback on that. People find it very useful. I do get the feeling that a few people who maybe don't get it straight away give up on it. Don't even ask me, don't email me. I just don't get anything. If that's the case, I think you're again missing a trick there, definitely, because if a lot of people get benefit from it, the way it came about, if you're not familiar with it, is it's an extension of the research that I do for myself. Normally I did it just on a pad, so obviously that had to be changed to be in a format that can be sent out and looks at least reasonably professional. It's quite concise, but what I try and do on that email for every main tour match every day, it's 7 days a week that I do this, is give you an idea of what I'm thinking when I'm trading that match before the match. Obviously I can't list every scenario that can happen, but I'm just trying to give you the thoughts that I've got as I go into a match. I do get the feeling a lot of people still, and it's always going to be the case, they still want to be spoon-fed. Back at this price, lay at this price. It's not what I'm about. It never has been. What I'm looking to do is make people self-sufficient. I don't want people relying on me for every single trade, because as soon as I'm not there, you're fucked. No, and then you're looking around for someone to get you out of it. People don't want to put the effort in, and that's not fair on me, because I have put the effort in. I am giving the benefit of my experience to give out things like the trading email, and it's not fair on you. It's not, because there's always going to be a time when it's all right copying what someone else does, but what if you don't get the same price that I get because there's a delay in the information getting to you? What if you get into a bad position and you haven't got a clue what to do about it? You know, it's put the time in or don't bother. It's as simple as that. There is no real shortcut. I can speed up your learning process, but you've got to work at it yourself. So if you do try it, or you're thinking of trying it, and it doesn't seem to make sense, you just don't get it, for Christ's sake, ask me about it. It could be that if I just explain something slightly different, or there's maybe something that doesn't come across in the instructions that I give as to how to use the email, it might just turn a light bulb on that makes it then, you know, of benefit to your trading. That's what I think anyway. I think it's value for money. The people who get it, who really understand it, are seeing the benefit in their trading, going by the feedback that I get. I did ask for feedback on it as to extra things that you want in there. I didn't get a single reply. I put a blog post on the site, didn't get a single comment or request or anything. Now that either means it's a perfect product, which obviously it isn't. Nothing's perfect. Or maybe I just get people reading the blog who can't be asked sending comments. So I don't know. What the point I'm trying to make is, I'm happy to help. I always have been for the last 6 years. If you're not sure about something, even if you're not a member, send me an email. You know, a lot of the things that you're going to ask me, I've been asked thousands of times before, and I can bang an answer out without any hassle. It's not a problem at all. I love to help people who want to help themselves. Anybody who's just freeloading and stood there with their hands out, you know, give me this trade. How do I do this trade? Just tell me what I need to do. I don't need to understand it. Just tell me what I need to do. Fuck off somewhere else. I'm not here for freeloaders. But if you want to put the effort in, I'll help you for as long as you need the help. So have a look around the site if you're new to it. All the links. Sign up for the Skype room. Follow me on Twitter. You won't get anything too deep and meaningful from me on Twitter, but at least I'll tell you when there's new blog posts, etc. Some people like my one-liners. Some just think I'm an idiot. What can I add to that? Not a lot. Have a look around. There's a lot of information on the forum. I've had to close the forum off to new posts. Somebody was trying to hack the site through it, but it hadn't been used for quite a while. So it's old information on there, but it's still relevant. As soon as I added a chat room to the site, people weren't really interested in the forum, so that it sort of died a death as far as new information. But there's a lot of info in there, and I really didn't want to delete it because it's of use. It gets a lot of traffic every day. Just nobody posted on it. I think that's it. I'm starting to waffle. Can't think of anything else that I was going to say. There is a new trading piece of software coming out that's in beta testing at the moment, not made by me. I'm helping to beta test it. So watch out for that. I'm sure there'll be updates on the blog, and I'll talk to you soon.